Natasha. I'm a little random. Welcome and welcome back. All right. Okay. So today we are doing another wish list video. This one is going to be a combination of the Anthurium and the Alocasia list. Just because there's not a lot on either one of those, I don't think. And I just don't want too many of these videos. I kind of want to combine a few. Okay. Okay. So we're going to start with the Anthurium. And I'm going to start with the Anthurium clarinervium. Now, let me start by saying I like the clarinervium better than the crystallinum. They're both kind of compared very often, and I think the biggest difference is they both have similar veining, they both grow to a nice size, but the biggest difference that I see personally is that the clarinervium has a rounder heart shape. It's a much rounder heart shape, whereas the clarinervium has the more elongated heart shape, if that makes sense. Okay, not the best example, but you get me, right? A little bit. Okay. Okay, so but I really like it. The thing is that it does grow a lot slower than the crystallinum, which I'm fine with. I'm perfectly capable of waiting to see a plant grow. I have a lot of other plants to distract me while I'm waiting. Not a problem, okay? But I would like for it to grow a little quicker, but nonetheless, it's a very pretty plant, and I think it's worth the wait personally. Okay, so that is the clarinervium, Anthurium clarinervium. Now, next, we are going to go for the Anthurium magnificum silver. Now, I like this plant. This plant is so beautiful. It is so pretty. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm Googling the plant so I can kind of describe it a little bit better. Multitasking is not my strongest suit. I love the veining. I like the shape. Not so much a heart shape, but I like the shape. The sinus is cute. And I like the size that it gets. Like, there are so many different shapes and sizes, but the silver, I think, looks like the veining almost glows a little bit in certain pictures. Now, I've never seen one in real life, so I'm not really sure if it looks like that in person, but in a lot of pictures, it just seems like the veining glows a little bit, and I really can't wait to see if that's the truth. Even if it doesn't glow, I still want it because I love this plant. I like the veining, I like the shape, I like the sinus, I like the feel. I like the feel of it, or the way it looks like it feels. I believe it's a velvet leaf, if I'm correct. But I really would love to have this in my collection, to be honest with you. And it's going to happen. I don't know where I'm going to fit it, but that's what selling props are for, right? And giving them away and downsizing and not having so many doubles and triples because you wanted to propagate everything, right? Yes. Okay. Next one, the Anthurium Doriaki. So I am really into this plant. If you haven't noticed, the veining is getting thicker and thicker as we go. And the Doriaki is, the veining is thick like 1990s lip liner. I mean, it's just fabulous to me. Doriaki silver. Oh, look at that. Just look at it. Just look at it. It's so cute. I believe it's more of a compact plant, so it doesn't get as grand. But I love that about it. It allows you to have a room where you have different sights of views, and it's just super pretty. It's super pretty, man. I mean, you can't beat that. The leaf shape is good. It's thick lines and veining and green, and I love the shade of green that it gets as well. I mean, who wouldn't love this plant? I mean, it looks like a ninth grader went through with the paintbrush and just went trying to be an artist. I mean, it's not perfectly even, which I love. I don't like kitschy things that are just perfectly outlined and things like that. No, these lines are bleeding, okay? They are wide and bleeding and just there for you to see and take in, okay? So that is the Doriaki Silver Anthurium. Okay, last Anthurium. Now this one I just found out about. I don't know if it's new or if it's just that rare, but I need to hurry up and get one before the price skyrockets, because trust me, This plant is beautiful. Okay, let me get to it. It's called the Mudianum Red Beauty. Okay, now this plant, look at it. I'll wait. Yes. You see, that is a beautiful plant. It's red. It's just blood, deep, dried blood red. And it's just, it grows in green, of course, you know, and it comes into its color as it matures, if I'm correct. But oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Mudianum. Yes, honey, yes. And it gets big too, from what I hear. It gets really big. So I don't know if I'm ever actually going to be able to own this because of the size. But it is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at this color. It's so deep and rich. And then the pattern in the leaves is nice. I don't understand. What I don't quite get, because I haven't done too much research. I literally just found this out like 2-3 days ago. And I have work to do. But I believe there's Mudianum and then there's Mudianum Red Beauty blend. And I think it's the Red Beauty Mudianum that I really, really like. But I mean, I'm telling you, look at the sinus on this thing. It's just got hips on it, right? Yes, and I feel like I need it soon. Now, I really feel like eventually this price is gonna be this plant is gonna be a hot ticket item, and yeah, trust me on that. I'd put money on that. I really would. $25. I'm telling you, I put $25 that in a year this Mudianum Red Beauty is going to be a thing, and they're going to be charging hundreds of dollars for it. Even though right now I think I looked at the price, and let me look at this price right quick. I think it was like $30-some on Etsy. Let's see, Mudianum on Etsy. I can't find it right now, and I don't want to spend this whole time trying to look for it. But if I find it, again, I will put it on the bottom of the screen how much it costs currently. And I'm telling you, in a year or so, it's going to be $100 and some odd or $200 and some odd, and yeah, it's going to go up. But let's get to our Alocasias, okay? All right, so there's only three Alocasias on this list. It's not a genus that I am absolutely in love with, but I have kind of fallen for it since the first one I got was a poly. The second one I got was a red velvet. I actually won that one. It's doing beautifully. It was in my favorites, and been in a couple of my seasonal favorites or monthly favorites. They're kind of growing on me. So out of curiosity, I looked for some Alocasias just to see if there were any others out there that I wanted. And honestly, the Silver Dragon was the only one that I knew about that I actually wanted, because the Silver Dragon is super pretty. I mean, it actually looks like a part of a dragon. Like, come get me Game of Thrones, part of a dragon, like a scale or something that fell off. And just was just like, ooh, look. Baby dragons. So let me just Google this right quick. Alocasia Silver Dragon. It must have heard me talking because it popped up as soon as I typed in Alocasia. Or maybe it's just that popular. I don't know. I still feel like this thing is spying on me. But either ways, I still use it every day, right? Don't you? Not gonna stop. Yeah, I love the Silver Dragon. The regular dragon is fine, but the Silver Dragon just has a pop to it. It just has a coloring and a nice character to it. Really, it's just nice. Just like, look at it. It's just pretty for no reason. It just seems classic and just clean. And I like it. I hear there's also a really nice sheen to it. I can't wait to see that in person. I've never seen it. I don't recall ever seeing it in pictures, but I've heard that there is a good sheen to it. Write a comment down. Let me know if you have one, and if it has a sheen to it, or if it's just, regular matte finish. Either ways, I still want it. I don't care. It's freaking awesome looking. So that is the Alocasia Silver Dragon. Now, let's see. I have two here. I don't know which. Okay. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to save for last, Okay, so let's go for the Alocasia Begenda, okay? Alocasia Begenda. Now, this plant is really, really cute. I don't know how to really describe it, but it's similar to the silver dragon. However, the undertones and the main colors is just shades of green, which, don't get me wrong, variegation is nice. The pops of white and veining is gorgeous, but I love a lime green and I love a dark outline. I love a lime green outline and I love a dark green outline, and this has the dark green outline with little pop of the bright green in the middle. It just comes alive, man. And I've seen this one in person under some really good lighting, and let me tell you something, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. Now, what I don't know is if it's easy or a hard plant, but the way this black velvet has been treating me, it's a lot better than the poly. But I've learned the poly. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 leaves on my poly, and if you know anything about polys, that is really good, because that 2-leaf club and 3-leaf club is a real thing. And I had that when I first had it, the first year and a half or so, before I finally, did some research, tucked down, experimented with it in my personal environment. And I'm trying to tell you, the combination of information that I have researched and the combination of me just experimenting in my environment works out great. Okay, now I am about to lose a leaf, but it's an older leaf, so I'm not really freaking out about that. Anyways, back to the list. Okay, I'm rambling. I know. Anyways, it's just really pretty, this Alocasia Begenda. Now I realize it is quite similar to the silver dragon. I think it's still worth it to have. There have been many plants that I have had to choose between just because it looks too close to something else, i.e. Hoya, which is why I don't really like Hoya like that. They all kind of look the same. Stone me if you will. But there are some that I kind of like, only very few that I would have in my collection. And that will be combined, I believe, with the philodendron list. Okay, that's probably going to be the longest list that I have, that wish list that I have. But we'll get to that another day. Okay, last but not least, Alocasia Jacqueline. Oh, they named this aptly. This is aptly named, let me tell you. Yes, SAT word. We have to use an SAT word to describe this. Absolutely gorgeous, okay? Look at the shape. Look at the shape. Look at the coloring. Yes, it's just sexy. Jacqueline just seems like the mistress that you want to hang out with. Like, sorry for any of those people who have had to deal with a mistress or two. But it's just an odd shape. It's like a really odd maple leaf that somebody just kind of cut in certain places to make it a little bit more decorative. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty. The veining, of course, to live for. The shape, of course. It's got curves, okay? It's got curves. Makes you just want to swoop with it. Just swoop with it. Just swoop with it. Okay, but you get my point, all right? I love this plant. I really want to add this to my collection, and I really hope it's not difficult, but it probably is because I want it so badly. Alocasia can be some very tricky plants, which is another reason why there are very few that I would add to my collection. I'm not adding stress for nothing. This is worth a little learning, research, and a little bit of stress, okay? It is. Look at it. Just, would you not take the time to learn and love that? Come on. Come now. Come now with the quick drum. Just, you want to beat a rhythm to the way this thing just sways in the wind, okay? Okay, I'm a little extra. With this, but that's okay. I'm just telling you, this is how I feel about this plant. You get me, right? If you have one, please send me a picture of yours and let me know if it's an easy plant, a medium grade plant. Like, is it completely difficult in a butthole? Like, because I still might get it. I still might get it if you tell me it's hard. But yeah, I mean, so my very top 2 because they're tied. And Anthurium would be the Clarinervium and the Mudianum Red Beauty. And of course, obviously, my favorite of the Alocasia that I really want is the Jacqueline. I mean, I saved it for last. It's gorgeous. I really do love the Clarinervium, and I know that some people are just like, how can you compare that to the Mudianum Red Beauty? They just give me different feels. Like they both get me like this, but from different angles. Like one's coming from the left, another one's coming from the right. I hope that's not backwards on the screen, but either ways, I do know my left from my right, and I hope it look right on the screen. But yeah, so that concludes my wish list. I thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoy your day. Don't forget to like, thumbs up, and subscribe. Don't be strangers. Hit me up in the comments. Tell me what you like, what you think, any tips, tricks, or ideas that you have for me. Do you have any of these plants on this wish list? Let me know. Let me know, is it worth it to have? Let me know if you would pick the Chrysalinum over the Clarinervium that I picked. Like, I want to know. I'm actually really curious about that one. But anyways, I guess I will just have to see you all. Laters.